Hi everyone, welcome back to this new video. In this video, we will be continuing our journey of backend development. In this video, we will be understanding how we actually test the backend APIs once we make it in production. So the software which we are going to use for testing is called Postman. It is a quite popular tool for testing backend APIs. So it's available on the internet. It's free. So we are not going to directly download Postman in this case. There is an application dedicated for testing that. So since we are using it for learning purpose, there is an extension in the VS Code which is available called Postman client. So we will use it to check and debug the errors in our front end or in the backend application which we have made. So for that, we will go to VS Code in the extension pane. We will search for Postman and we will get the Postman link and we will install it. So we are in our VS Code. So I will like you to come to this place in the corner in the accounts place. Okay, so below that accounts place, you will see the gearbox icon. In this place, you will get extensions. So in the extension place, you have to search for Postman. It's a quite popular tool. So the first link in orange color, if you can see over here, so you will get a button to install it in this place. So you have to install it. Now, once your installation is successful, you have to restart your compiler. That means the text editor, VS Code. Okay. Now, after you have successfully installed, you will get to see this type of pie chart button, which is called the Postman. Just click on it. You will end up getting this page which says new HTTP request. This is where we want to come. Click on new HTTP request, and this is the place, or this is the interface of Postman where we will be checking our backend application. So for checking our backend application, we have to remember the the port number and the type of method which we are testing or testing the URL for. So at first, our first job was to start the server. So just go to the terminal. Okay, let's bring up the terminal in this place. Okay, so quick ls npm start. Remember that I am in my to-do list backend folder. Okay, so if you are not there, you will not be able to start. Npm start, connecting to MongoDB. MongoDB is connected. Server is running on port 5000. Remember this port, and let's go to Postman now. So server is running. Let's go to Postman and do a quick check whether it is running properly or not. Simply write http://localhost. Since we are running it locally, so it will be localhost now. Localhost, then the port number. My port number is 5000, and it was a get request in the app.js, if you remember. So in the app.js, it was a get request by default. That is the /route. Okay, so it is a get request. So we have to write over here set get over here. It's set by default. Very good. Then send it. So we are getting hello from the to-do list server. So that's properly working. That means server is up and running. That's pretty important. Now, so the next thing which we want to do is we want to create an user. So to create an user, what we have to do, we have to go to the user route, and to create, that means to sign up, we have to head this place, that is sign up. Okay, now how am I accessing the user route to my app.js? I am using it using this endpoint, that is API/u1/user, and after user I have to do this one, that is /signup to create an user. Well enough. So let's go to Postman 5000/API/v1/user. Remember, it is user, not users, I guess. Yeah, it's user. Okay, so API/v1/user. Okay, if it's visible now, still not visible. I hope it's visible now. Yeah, it's visible. So API/v1/user, then sign up, SIGNUP. Okay, so remember the sign up was a post request. If you go to here and check, so sign up was a post request. So post, you have to change it over here. So change this get to post. Okay, so if you see and scroll down over here, see there are many HTTP records and requests which you will able to see. That's not the case. So we are sending it now post request. Now we have to supply the payload now. So in the body, you will come up to this body, since we are accessing the in the to user controller, since we are obtaining the email and password from the request.body. If you see over here, I'm sorry, if you see this line, we are obtaining the email, password and name from the body. So in the body of the Postman client only, you have to click on raw, then JSON. Because we are sending JSON, we have applied the middleware, right? Express.json. So you have to write the JSON over here. So what we are sending, name, email, password. So write as a key paired value. Okay, so first key is name, and what's its value? Its value, say it's my name. Okay, Siddharth. Okay, then email. Okay, that will be the key. What is my email? Let me take some fictitious email, abc@123. Okay, 123.com. Okay, abc@gmail.com. Okay, well enough. Next, my password. Okay, password. Okay, let me set some random password, 123 Okay, well enough. So my payload is ready, my endpoint is ready. It's a JSON format. Let's go and create it, and let's see what are the errors we are getting. Probably will not get some error. Let's pray for it. Let's send it first. Okay, so we are getting that user has been created successfully. So user has been created successfully. That's a positive sign. So if my user is created, so I will be able to log in with that same payload. Okay, so I have to remember that this is my mail ID, this is my password. So if I am hitting the login route with the name and the with the email and the password, so I would be successfully be able to log in. So let's check. So let's change this sign up to login, I guess. So in the user routes, yeah, it was login. So let's go. It will be login now. Just a minute. Okay, login now. So I will have to log in with my email and password. So let me remove this mail and let's see what is the response we are getting. So let's send it. Okay, so it's saying that, yeah, login is successful. So that means our sign up and login routes are working absolutely fine. If you remember that our password was being hashed by bcrypt. If I zoom out a bit, so password was being hashed by bcrypt, and bcrypt is only comparing that password in this place. So yeah, bcrypt.compare. So it's handled automatically. So if you want to see the database at last, I will show you how the data actually looks in your MongoDB. So there is a specific application for that, but let's continue the testing part first, and then I will show you at last. Okay, so that means login and sign up is created successfully. Okay, now I want to check my to-do routes, whether they're working properly or not. So first thing, I have to create a to-do. So to create a to-do like this is my to-do controller. So I have to supply the title, description and user's email. Okay, so I have to send it user email like this only. Okay, so let's go. Let's make the payload first, then we will do the rest of the thing. So first will be title. So title, let's give the title to be my to do. Okay, description DSCRIPTION. Make sure you don't make spelling mistakes. So this is a dummy description for to do. All right, next thing is user email. This will be a key. Make sure it's case sensitive. All right, so my email was abc@gmail.com. Okay, so well enough. Let's check whether it is working properly or not. Make sure you change the route this time. So it will be to do. Let's check in the app.js whether it is to do or not. Yeah, it was to do, and inside the to do router it was slash create. Okay, so to do slash create. All right, so let's send this data. Let's see. Yeah, to do is created successfully. That means I have successfully created my to do. So if I have successfully created my to do in my to do controller, if you remember that there was a read user to do, so I will want to fetch the to dos which a particular user has created. So for doing this, let's come to do routes. So read by user, this is the endpoint which I have to hit along with the user's email in the request body. All right, so come to this place of Postman. So I will remove everything, title and description, and I will want to paste this over here, read by user. This is the endpoint which I want to hit to get the to-dos made by this particular users. Okay, that is by using by email ID. Let's send it. Yeah, so I have got the to-do which I have just created. This is the ID which is supplied as a primary key by MongoDB. This is unique for every database entry you make. This is the to-do title which I have set previously. This is the description. Status was false by default. That means the to-do has not been completed. This is the user email using which we are searching. And this is the configuration. This is not important for us. Fine. This is the indexing. All right, fine. That's it. That means our create to do, read to do has performed and worked successfully. Next thing is update to do. So how to update the to do? So update, it was slash update. So let's change it to update. So slash update was only changing the status of a to do. Okay, so slash update. So what was the update function doing? So if you see, it was a get request. Okay, so let's change this to get. Okay, get request. So to do controller, let's see, update to do status. It was getting the to do ID from the request.query. So how do you set query in Postman? That's also pretty simple. So copy this ID that you have just obtained previously. Only this to do exists, right? So we have to update this to do status to true. This will be true. Copy this ID, go to this place in the params place. Okay, now inside the params place you will see that query params is present. Inside the query params, my key was ID which I was sending, and the value I will paste it over here. Okay, and let's see whether my to do gets updated or not. Let's send it. So it says that to do was updated successfully. Now how will I check whether my to do has updated successfully? That means my status has changed to true or not. So to check that, I will revert back to the URL which I have done before, and it was read by user, right? It was read by user, and this was a post request, read by user, post request, and it was user's email which we were sending. Let's send this. Yeah, if you see, this time my status has toggled to true, which means my update function is also working absolutely fine. All right, now the next thing and the last thing, which is delete to do, by which I will want to delete this to do which I have created. So for doing that, I will hit the route slash delete, and this is also a get request slash delete, and this is also a get request. Now what is it getting in the delete to do? It is getting the post ID as well. So I will just copy this ID and I will delete this. So go to params ID and paste it and change this to get request. Done. Let's send this and let's check. So it says that to do has deleted successfully. Now to do has deleted successfully. How will I check whether any to do exists or not? So I will again go and hit to read by user, read by user, and this will be a post request. I will send the user's email. Let's see. I hope the to do is deleted, and we get an empty response. Yeah, so we are getting an empty array as response. That means my all the 4 routes, that is create, read, update and delete, are working absolutely fine. So that means our API is working and made successfully, and that's good to go. That's a very good symbol. In the next video, we will learn how we can push this code, push this API to a production server. So that video will take some time. So that's it about this video. We have learned about testing backend APIs using Postman client. Now see, here you will see some status code. This is the status code, that is 200. That means okay, which we were sending from the front end side to the backend, which means that yeah, this is a successful, so standard response for successful HTTP request. So you may read the docs and you will get a lot of information about the status codes and all these things. So yeah, that's all in this video. So in this video, we have successfully completed our project of to-do list application. A big congratulations to you if you have done so far. Do consider hitting that subscribe button. So that's all in this video. I will see you in the next video, where we will push this entire code to a VPC or a backend service, and we will see how we deploy this Node.js application to a external server or VPC. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. I hope you have liked the series, and thank you for showing so much love.